Hi everybody. Today we're gonna take critical analysis for two kinds by Amy Tan. This is a novel excerpt. It deals with the problem of the Chinese people who left their country, the immigration of the Chinese people who traveled to the United States to start a new life. They wanted to achieve many things, like our mother in this story. She wanted to achieve many goals, many dreams. During this time, America was the land of dreams. All the immigrants from all over the world wanted to achieve their future. They wanted to achieve what they cannot in the countries. They put all these dreams on the shoulders of their children to achieve. We will discuss many elements like the character of the mother, the character of the daughter. We will answer some questions, so let's continue. The first thing I'd like to talk about, which is the background. I think the background is the mirror that reflects most of the social circumstances for each writer or even the main characters in this selection. In 1949, following years of civil war, the Communist Party take control over China. A number of Chinese who feared communists, like the mother in two kinds, flight to the United States. Many lost everything except their hopes for a better future. They placed these hopes on the shoulders of their children born in the new land. So, as we said, these people put all their hopes on the shoulders of their kids who was born or even brought with them from China to grow up in the United States, the new land or the virgin land, the United States during this time. So, as we see here, there was a civil war in China. The Communist Party finally was able to take control over the country. So, all the opponents traveled and left the country to the United States to start a new life. Okay, paragraph 1 assures the meaning that all these people wanted to achieve these goals by their children. They wanted them to achieve these goals, achieve a better future in the United States. My mother believed you could be anything you wanted to be in the America. You could open a restaurant. You could work for a government and get a good retirement. You could buy a house with almost no money down. You could become rich. You could become instantly famous. Like the mother said that you can be anything you want in America. You could be an owner of a restaurant and other things. You can start work for government, get a good retirement, money. You could buy a house, many things. And according to this, the mother will start in this story. Of course, you can be prodigy. Too. Prodigy means to be a famous, talented person. Critical analysis. The mother has came to America after experiencing great personal loss in China. It seems that these losses may have fueled grand expectations for her and her daughter. Okay, so the mother, since she arrived to the United States, she wanted to compensate, to find out things she has lost in China by dreaming or putting different hopes, high expectations in front of her daughter to achieve in the United States. Okay, continue critical analysis. Question number 1: in what ways does the mother pressure forced her daughter to change. Like, what are the steps, things, procedures that the mother started to force her daughter to follow? She pressures her daughter to become a child prodigy. First, she pressures the daughter to become an actress. Next, she pressures her to learn facts in order to appear on television, to be a famous, like Charlie Temple, the famous American kid during this time. She pressures her to become an accomplished paintist or pianist. She also wanted her to be math genius. She wanted her to memorize all the capitals of the world's countries. So many things of this type. 2. How does the mother arrange for her daughter to take piano lessons? The mother exchanges house cleaning services for piano lessons from Mr. Chung. He is a retired piano teacher who lives in their apartment building. So she made an agreement with Mr. Chung that he will teach her daughter piano lessons, and she gonna clean his house for a couple of hours daily. How does the narrator or narrator prepare for the talent show? Which is our narrator is the girl. The narrator practices as little as she can for the talent show. She purposely makes no effort, and because Mr. Chung is deaf and cannot hear how well she is playing, he doesn't notice that. You're gonna be astonished when you discover that Mr. Chung is a deaf person. How can a deaf person teach piano lessons, which is basically depending on the hearing sense? What happens when the narrator performs at the talent show? The narrator's piano performance at the recital is terrible, and no one applauds except for Mr. Chung. The daughter accepts her mother or expects her mother to be angry because she was so poorly prepared. Instead, the mother shows only a quiet blank look that said she had lost everything. So, for sure, the girl lost the talent show, and her mother felt that failure of her daughter. So, and even she accepted this failure. Maybe she expected this result. What happens to the piano at the end of the story? The mother gives the daughter the old piano. The daughter has it tuned and plays the same song that she played at the talent show. So the girl started to try again to achieve this hope. Let's have some analysis. Throughout two kinds, the narrator describes her relationship with her mother. Write a one-page analysis of that relationship and include details about these characters' dreams, how they express themselves, and the conflict they experience. How does the relationship change over the course of the narrative? So, to fulfill this aim, you need to answer these questions, to speak about the characters in an open way and describe what type of relationship between the mother and the daughter according to many or different situations, like when she tried to pick some stories of famous people from the magazines she has collected from the houses she used to clean, like different times when she wanted her to be an actress, piano player, pianist, when she wanted her to be a genius, to memorize all the capitals of the world's countries, and so on and so forth. So you can try to depict and show these elements of relationship in a piece of paper. Critical analysis throw key events in two kinds to confirm your understanding of the story. Number one, so I'm gonna present some events to give you ideas to be able to remember all these events while you're asked. In China, the mother's twin daughters die. She comes to America. She pressures her daughter to become a prodigy. First an actress, then a wise kid, famous kid, then a pianist. She exchanges house cleaning for piano lessons. The daughter resists her mother's pressure. At a talent show, the daughter plays a piece badly because she didn't rehearse enough, practice enough. The mother and daughter have a fight about their expectation. The daughter disappoints her mother in other way. The mother gives the piano to the daughter once she becomes an adult. So this is some sort of short summary about the main events, key events in the story. Okay, the mother wants to inspire her daughter to be the best, while daughter wants her mother to accept less. Like, the generations conflict always available between their dad and mom and kids, parents and kids, I mean. The mother's high expectations make disappointment inevitable. Like this clash, this fight between the mother and daughter, different generations. The daughter's perspective leads to feeling of guilt and resentment, like she failed her mother's many times. The story is told from the daughter's first person point of view. This is number A. Number B, she uses first person pronouns like I, me, my, and describes her own thoughts and feelings about the events, these events in the story. So this text was told from the first person point of view, which is the hero, the daughter in this story. She is trying to depict and reflect all her feelings. If the mother were the narrator, the story would focus on her thoughts and feelings instead of the daughter's. We have noticed that all the feelings are the little girl's feelings, mostly. This could be changed of the perspective of the mother. Okay, now let's have some key words which could help us to understand more. Devastated, it means to or brought to a state of ruin or destruction, emotionally shattered, or distraught, completely destroyed. Look at this girl, she is completely destroyed. She's crying, she lost control, so this is the emotional shatter. The same way for this old lady, completely destroyed. Indignity. Indignity is a loss of respect or self-respect or something which causes this. Like when you look at person, look down at people or deal with them in a bad way. They were subject to various indignities and discomfort, including having to get dressed and undressed in public. Oh, we need to talk. When you talk to people as a superior person talking to an inferior person. Lamented, to express sadness and feeling sorry about something. The poem opens by lamenting over the death of a young man. Lamenting could be like crying, complaining, or suffering of some sadness. Reproach, to criticize someone, especially for not being successful or not doing what is expected. like blaming people or criticizing people all the time. Discordant. Discordant, producing an unpleasant sound, like shouting, crying, squabbling. A noisy altercation or quarrel, fight usually over petty matters, to quarrel noisily, to fight noisily, and usually over petty matters. Like these parents, they're fighting and the girl is suffering. You can see this in her eyes. Okay, to try to annoy people. Let's have the last part of the critical analysis, which is character. Character is a person or animal in a literary work. I'd like to remind you, because I noticed that some people they don't know who are the characters in the text. It's easy question, but I just try to remind you of this. Character traits are the individual qualities that make each character unique, different. These may be qualities such as stubbornness, sense of humor, or intelligence. You can identify character traits by noticing how a character thinks, acts, and speaks. A character's point of view in his or her unique perspective point of view includes the character's thoughts, feelings, and opinions. For example, consider this passage from Two Kinds. She had come here in 1949 after losing everything in China: her mother and father, her family, home, her first husband, and two daughters, twin baby girls. But she never looked back with regret. There were so many ways for things to get better. So, this passage illustrates, tells the mother's point of view about her life. She suffered terribly in China, but now that she has come to the United States, she looks on the bright side for better future. Things can only get better for her. She figures that if she intended or planned for this, things and circumstances gonna be better. We have some directions, like as a reader, you need to try to draw your own preview summary about this story. After each character or character's name, write as many adjectives as you can, like the matter strong, she doesn't feel regretful for what she has practiced before. The daughter, she wanted to be something different. So you can find the characteristics or features of each character, adjectives, like to draw a diagram of each character. The main characters here are the daughter and her mother. So try to write your own description for these characters separately. Okay, and if you need any type of help, just try to write a comment or send me a message. Thank you very much. Let's meet in second on next selection. Thank you and goodbye.